Mullen is flipping things over with new hires and plans, turning sellers into buyers. So, should you buy the stock? Sit tight as we go through recent news as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stox 101 for regular stock market updates. After hiring two executives from Ford and General Motors, Mullen has given investors a new hope. The stock price continued to go down because of short sellers and other factors, but David Michery's recent plans and works show potential for a reversal. These developments support Michery's claims of starting ELMS deliveries in the first quarter of 2023, which, if done, will increase the stock price a lot as Mullen gets vehicles out on the roads. In our opinion, this crash will finish soon as Mullen packs up a surprise for 2023. With all that in mind, let's analyze the charts. So as you guys can see right here now in the 1-day chart for MULN, and as always, we'll first analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off, we'll get the 5-minute chart. But right off the bat, we can see that we're up by about 13% on the pre-market itself. And why is that so? Well, Mullen has just signed their first US dealer, which is Randy Mullen Automotive Group, which, well, I'll be honest, I don't really know about them because the news just broke out while I was about to record this. And of course, we'll first analyze the charts, right? And then we'll move on about this, right? I'll probably make a detailed video on this tomorrow, so we won't be covering this today. But for my current time, right, for the current video, as I already told you in the title and the thumbnail, that this is the best time to buy Mullen in my opinion, right? Not financial advice, but in my opinion, Mullen is definitely preparing for a lot of big things in the future, right? A lot of people even commented on my previous videos saying that Mullen is a scam, it's a fraud, it's a fake company, it's this and that, which I, of course, do not believe. In my opinion, Mullen, of course, the way that it's moving, you cannot simply call it a scam, right? The company, they've signed Ford employees, they've signed GM employees, they've signed top executives from all EV companies, right? How is that a scam, right? The stock, you can see that it's partnering with dealers, it's partnering with companies, it's taking over companies, bought ELMS, bought what was that other company, Mullen Motors, right? How is this a scam? If ELMS was to be taken over by one company to help it out of bankruptcy, why would the courts pick MULN if it was a fraudulent company? Right? That's a simple way to kind of break that down, kind of reduce that, right? At the same time, if we talk about dilution, sure, that's a different matter, right? We'll talk about that as well. But for the current time being, I simply cannot believe that MULN is a scam, which, because it definitely is not, in my opinion. And if we talk about the price action, we can see that we've kind of hit a bottom around the 17.96, or rather just the 18-cent range, right? I already gave you guys these levels in a really past analysis in, a video that I made a long time back, probably in October, I guess, right? I gave you guys the 18-cent and then the 15-cent range, which are important support levels, right? Just ignore the fact that I did not mark it correctly. Now, if we talk about the pre-market movement, I know that we're down to 9.64%, but at the same time, we do need to understand that these are short-term things, right? Sure, announcements will get the stock up, but they won't make it stay up, right? We've seen that Mullen gets an announcement, the stock goes up like 50%, comes down. That's normal, right? In my opinion, I personally have grown used to it, right? I think that the stock, of course, no matter how many announcements that we get for any company, right? Now, this applies to every single company out there. If we get announcements, it's not gonna make the stock go up forever, right? It will definitely make the stock go up for a while, right? That's how news works. And we might even get a green day as well today. But if you ask me when the real bull trend is gonna start, that is when we actually start selling vehicles and when we start delivering vehicles, right? That's when the real bull trend is gonna start. And if Michery's plan works out and ELMS deliveries start in the Q1, and well, from the data that we have, if MULN deliveries start in Q2 or Q3 of 2023, then I personally believe that the stock might skyrocket. Now we're down to just 7.98% on the gap up, which bothers me the least because I already told you guys that even if it goes down to 10 cents, I would still believe in the company because I personally see a much bigger and brighter future for the company. And to top it all off, this is not exactly a short play or anything like that. So we cannot even say that, if we're going to get to the good part, FINRA is going to come and interrupt, because they won't, right? It's a legitimate, normal company. It's a normal stock play, right? Sure, there is a short interest factor involved, right? I won't kind of disagree on that, but it's mainly a company, right? It's not a short play mainly, right? It's basically a company that I personally believe in, not financial advice. And as I already told you guys in my previous videos, that my price target for the 1 year target would be $2, right? Somewhere around $2, because most people are estimating a 30x return and they're stating a $6 price on their price target for the 1 year, time period, which is possible, right? I'm not denying the possibility of that, but at the same time, I personally don't like to get my hopes that high, right? So of course, even if we go up to $1, well, that's crazy, right? That's 500% returns. What else do you want from the market, right? You're not even gonna get like 50% returns in a single year, right? From most companies, right? So if you're getting 500% in a few months, that's great in my opinion, right? At the same time, we do have to consider a few bad points as well for those of you who are too eager to jump on the boat and buy the stock, right? Sure, there is a dilution problem going on. David Michery has been diluting shares. He, receives shares whenever he signs a deal or something like that, and that's when he gives those shares out to anonymous people, and that is kind of a fishy thing. But at the same time, you can do your own research on that, because I won't take up a lot of time talking about the news aspects, and we'll quickly get into the technical side as well. If we look at the candlestick patterns, we can see that we did get a or rather an inside candle over here, follow up of a pin bar candle on the lower side, and then again followed up by a red candle on the lower side, which indicates a downtrend. But then again, we got this crazy news, right? And now that Reuters and other big publications are also publishing articles on this, I believe that it would reach most investors, and the stock, of course, is going to go down, or rather, well, why did I say go down? It's going to go up. I'm sorry for that, right? I am a bit too excited for this situation, because I kept telling you guys throughout this month that MULN is not, well, not even throughout this month, ever since October, I believe, that MULN is not a bad company. It's a sleeping giant. That, it's the same as SoFi. SoFi Technologies is a sleeping giant as well. We're up 12.38% on pre-market. Beat that, right? We might end the day in the greens, right? Even if we do it in the reds, right? Even if it end the day in the red, I personally won't be concerned. But to see what exactly is going on, we'll have to jump on into the 1 hour chart. So let's quickly do that. And now that we're in the 1 hour chart, we can see that we did make a high over here at 22.5 on the pre-market, and we did make a low on this exact same candle at 19.5 pretty much. So we've moved by about, well, what is it? I guess 2 cents, right? We've moved by about 2 or 3 cents in a single candle, which is again crazy, right? At the same time, if we talk about today's price action, I already told you guys that I believe we will probably end the day squeezed up, right? These gains probably would be wiped out by the end of this day. So I don't really mind that, but at the same time, I do want you guys to know what has happened in the past so you can make your investing decisions accordingly. We have seen that whenever Mullen gets an announcement, the stock goes up in the pre-market. The moment it opens, the stock starts coming down, right? That's not a bad thing, because then again, announcements, as I already told you, they don't last that long, right? Sure, we did get a good announcement, good news, the stock went up, cool. Day traders are going to use this and kind of squeeze this out to its full potential, and then they're going to go out with all of their money, and investors will be here like, oh, hey, we just gained 1% in the day. But it's still not a problem, right? We all know that in the bigger picture, this will contribute a lot to Mullen's ecosystem. And with the recent hirings as well, I believe that they've hired about 7 or 10 people in December itself, which again is a great thing. And once the ELMS deliveries get started as well, I believe that Mullen can start bringing in some serious revenues. Of course, if we talk about the price, or rather the market cap, we can see that we're up at $98 million, which just a few moments ago was around $80 million. And I do think that Mullen will probably generate revenues up to $98 million or $100 million in the years to come. So of course, it is a good stock to buy, considering that even if it gets to 10x its revenue, well, that's straight up a 10x return on your investment, which of course I'm not saying that it will happen, not financial advice, but at the same time, if we want to see what exactly is going to play out today, we'll jump on into the 5-minute chart. And now that we're in the 5-minute chart, we can see that over here I've opened the extended trading hours, and on the pre-market we have great volumes, right? Just on the pre-market we got 100,000 shares purchased, which is crazy, right? In a 5-minute candle, that too, right? So we can see that we did go up a lot once the announcement came up, right? I don't know why I did that. So we can see that we went up by a lot, and then we kind of halted it over here, right? We kind of halted this uptrend around 22.4. We started going down, and now we're forming a downtrend pretty much, because we got a reversal pattern over here as well. If we end this candle in an inside formation, we might actually get a negative trend. But at the same time, I do believe it might be the possibility, or rather a beginning of a bullish trend, right? But then again, it might be that, right? If we talk about the past record, I personally believe that Mullen will not end this day up by 12%, right? Because I personally like to invest for the long term, and in the long term, Mullen definitely is playing their cards out right, and I am bullish on the stock. Now, if we were to take a look at the previous day's performance, we can see that we did take support around 19 cents, right? We were continuously resisted around this range of 19.3 pretty much, right? As well as 19.57. We did get supported at 19.75 pretty much, and at the same time we hit a high of 20.2. So at the same time, we can see that over here we've started the next 5-minute candle, and we're up about 10.47% at a price of 21.32 cents. Where's this headed? In my opinion, well, there are two ways it can go, of course, right? We might be building up a bullish trend, but then again, in my opinion, I believe that we'll end this day off in a green candle, yet it won't be in a 10% return, right? I believe it would be lower, but it will definitely add to the bigger picture. And I believe that Mullen has a bright future ahead. But at the same time, remember that this most definitely is not financial advice, and you should always do your own research before you trade. If, however, you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, sure, you can hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel, Stox 101, for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.